Hello dear students, welcome back to our YouTube class. So in the previous session we started to study relating to stacks, where we had studied the meaning of stacks, then the introduction part of your stack, that is how it works and how we can add the elements into a stack and remove the elements into a stack. After that, where all we can use these stacks, that small examples we had seen, means we can just imagine that part with where we can use and all. Then after that we have studied the representation of stack in your memory, where we can represent stack into memory in two ways. The first one is static representation and the second one is dynamic representation. So when we want to declare the stack in the memory based on the static representation, then we have to use array concept. And when we want to represent stack in the memory dynamically, then we have to use linked list. So we know that the meaning of static and dynamic is when you are declaring your stacks statically or in general, anything you want to declare statically means the size of that particular list should be known priority. Means first only you should know what is the size of that list, and if you want to increase and decrease at the size at the time of your execution, that is not possible in your static. Where if you deal with your dynamic representation, then the change in your memory size is possible at the time of execution. If you want, you can increase also. If you want, you can decrease also. It will not create any errors or anything. The problem will not get done. So the best we can go for dynamically. But here a little bit confusions it will create because you have to study the linked list in detail. Done. So how we can represent your arrays in stack, how you can represent your stack in the format of arrays and the linked list, as I told you. You have to remember that the insertion of the elements, new elements, and the deletion of already existing elements from the stack is carried out through only one end, and that end is called as top. Here your top, if it is equals to max stack, means the maximum number of the elements size will be declared as max stack. If your top is equals to max stack, means you are not allowed to enter again the new elements, because it is already seen that the stack is already full, and if you try to enter, then you will get an error message that is stack is overflow. And when your top is equals to null, that means that the stack is empty. When the stack is empty and even you try to delete some more elements from the stack, then you will get another error message by saying that the stack is underflow. Means already stack is empty and you are trying to delete some more elements. Done. So that point we have to remember, because while writing the program we'll get to know that point. You have to always check while insertion top is equals to max stack or not. If it is equals, then you have to print a message that the stack is full or the overflow you have to tell. And when you are deleting, you have to check whether top is null. If it is null, you are not allowed to delete again some more elements. If you try to delete in such case, then you will get an error message that stack is empty, or else the underflow message you will be getting. Done. So these are all the things we had seen in the previous session. So today we'll study relating to the operation of stack and the next algorithms which we have to study in your stack. Done. So the first thing we'll study is operation on stack. So there are many operations we have on the stacks. This question can be asked for 5 marks or the 3 marks theory. When the question has been asked for 5 marks, you write all the operations. If it has been asked for 3 marks, write at least 3 to 4 operations. Done. So here we know that the stack abstract data type is defined by the following structures and the operations. So the structure, the stack is unstructured as described already. Is an ordered collection of items where the items are added and removed from the stack using only one end, and that end is called as top. Using one end, and that end is called as top. Done. And stacks are followed, means it works under LIFO method. LIFO stands for last in first out. So here the element which you add first will be removed last, and the element which is added at the last will be removed first. That LIFO method we have to remember. Done. So these points you remember. The stack is nothing but an ordered collection of the elements. We're adding the new elements into the stack and removing the existing elements from the stack carried out through only one end, and that end is called as top. You can get that question for 1 marks. And the another one you have to remember is stack follows LIFO method, that is last in first out. Here the element which has entered recently or lastly will be removed first, and the element which has added first, that will be removed last. So that is the LIFO method will be followed by your stack. Then after this concept revision, you have to study now the operations, that is the stack operations. Those are as follows. The first operation which we have on stack is called as stack only. The first operation we have is stack itself. So here stack function will help you to create a new stack that is empty. So the first time when you are operating, means you want to add some elements into your stack, or you want to delete the elements of the stack, or you want to perform some other operations on the stack. The very first thing is you have to create a stack. Like when all we want to perform any operations on the array elements, for the very first thing what you have to do is we have to create the array. We have to initialize that array. Then like that, when all you want to perform any operation on your stack elements, or maybe adding, deleting or accessing, anything you want to do, first what you have to do is you have to create the stack. So the stack function or the operation will help you to create a new stack, and that will be empty, because the first time created stack is always empty. We have not added any elements in that. Done. So this operation will help you to create a new stack, will help you to create a new stack that is empty. That is empty. Done. So here no needs to use here to use any parameters, and it will returns an empty stack. We are not allowed to use any parameters, and it always returns you an empty stack, because the first time created stack will always be empty. Then so that point also you can use it. It needs no parameters and returns an empty stack. Returns an empty stack. Just remember the first point. Stack function is used to create a new stack that is empty. Fine. The second operation we have is push. Push, and it takes one argument that is called as item. It takes an argument that is called as item. Done. So here this push operation will help you to add a new item to the top of the stack. So when all you want to add, or when all you want to insert an element into your stack, that we call it as item. Okay, when all you want to add it, that the new element into your stack, then that time we use this operation. Push means adding, that is the insertion operation is called as push, and the item is the variable which you want to add it, that is the element which you want to add to your stack. Done. So the push operation is used when all you want to add a new item to your top of the stack. We know that in a stack, adding and removing is taken place through your top end only. So here the element which you are adding, that should be entered here, and that will be added through your tops. Done. So this operation will help you, that is adds a new item to the top of the stack, to the top of the stack, and it needs the item and returns nothing. The thing is, it will not give you anything in return. This function will not return anything, but this value input argument is necessary. Done. So as here, it will not take anything as an input argument, and it will return an empty stack. Nothing is there, so it will return that empty stack. Here in your push operation, it takes the element which you want to add it, and returning is not possible. Returning is not possible because in return we don't have anything. So whenever you want to add a new element into your stack, that time we use this push function or the push operation we perform. After the second one, we have the third operation is called as pop. So this pop operation will help you to delete or remove the element from the top end. When you want to remove an element from your stack, then that time we use this pop operation. So the removing of an element from your stack is taken place through your top end. That you have to remember, because in stack we have only one end to add the element into a stack and to remove the element from your stack. So adding is also taken place through your top end and removing is also taken place from your top end. Then, so this pop operation will help you to remove the element from your stack and through the top end. That you have to remember. Then, so this removes, note down, removes the top item from the stack, and here it no needs to use any parameters, as we are taking here an item as a parameter to add the element. Here nothing is needed to take as an argument, and it returns the item, means which element has been removed. कुठला एलिमेंट आम्ही डिलीट करतो ना स्टॅक मध्ये ते रिटर्न करते. डन. एक लक्षात ठेवा, पुश मध्ये काही रिटर्न करत नाही, कारण आपण फक्त ऍड करत आहे. डन. सो जे एलिमेंट ऍड करणार आहे ते आम्ही इनपुट म्हणून एक्सेप्ट करतो, ते आयटम मध्ये स्टोर असते. पॉप मध्ये आम्ही काही ऍड करणार नाही म्हणून पॅरामीटर काही घेत नाही. पॅरामीटर म्हणजे आर्ग्युमेंट काही घेत नाही, पण जे डिलीट केलंय ना, जे रिमूव्ह केलंय ना, ते कुठलं एलिमेंट रिमूव्ह केलं ते आपल्याला कळायला पाहिजे, म्हणून ते जे एलिमेंट डिलीट केलं ना ते फक्त डिस्प्ले करतं. सो इथं काय होते, पॅरामीटर्स काही घेत नाही, पण रिटर्न काय करते, एलिमेंट रिटर्न करते, आयटम रिटर्न करते, जे आपण डिलीट केलं ते आयटम. Then, so your pop will help you to remove the top element from your stack. It takes no parameters, means it will not take any parameter, but it returns the item. So what item it will returns? The element which has been removed. That item it will be displayed. Then, so I'll write that point also. You may get 1 mark question for knowledge based question. Then, so it needs no parameters and returns the item. Which item you want to add it, no, that item will be deleted. Then, so as the element has been removed from your stack, it will be updated, modified, means the element has been removed, no, so the top has to decrease. We have to say top equals to top minus 1. So that stack will be modified. The stack is modified. Then, after these functions, we have the next function is called as peek. P-E-E-K, peek function. So this peek function returns the top item from the stack but does not remove it. So this peek function, what it does, it display the element which is there at the top, means which is recently added into your stack. That item will be displayed, but it will not remove it. Pop will also display the element which is there at the top, but it deletes, it removes from the stack. But here peek, it only display the element which is there at the top and it will not delete that element. For that purpose we use this peek function. दोन्ही मधले डिफरन्स बघा. पॉप काय करते, जे टॉपला आहे म्हणजे रिसेंटली ऍडेड एलिमेंट आहे ते डिलीट करते आणि डिस्प्ले पण करते, आणि इथं पीक काय करते, जे टॉप रिसेंटली ऍडेड एलिमेंट आहे ते डिस्प्ले करते पण डिलीट करत नाही. सो जेव्हा तुम्हाला फक्त डिस्प्ले करायचं आहे, डिलीट नाही करायचं, त्यावेळेला आपण पीक यूज करतो, आणि जेव्हा तुम्हाला डिलीट पण करायचं आणि डिस्प्ले पण करायचं त्यावेळेला आम्ही पॉप फंक्शन यूज करतो. सो पीक फंक्शन returns the top item from the stack but does not remove it. Then, so it needs no parameters, stack is not modified. Here the stack will not be modified because it has been not removed, the element. Then, and it won't need any parameters. Argument is not necessary to add it. Fine. Take down the meaning. Returns the top item from the stack but does not remove it. It needs no parameter. Input is not necessary, means it will not take any arguments. As we are not removing any element, so the stack is not modified. As it is, it will be there. Just what we are doing, we are displaying the content. So stack is not modified. Done. So these are the 4 operations which we can perform on the stack. Few more we have. So the next function we have is empty. So this function is used to check whether your stack is empty or not. When you want to check whether your stack is empty or not, that time we use this function is empty. So if you check this function, it will give you the Boolean value. That is true and false. If it is empty, it will give you the output as true. If it is not empty, it will give you the output as false. And as the function is not taking any argument, we don't need to modify the stack. Fine? Clear? So is empty will help you to check whether your stack is empty or not, and it will not take any parameters, and the output is in the format of Boolean value, that is in the format of true and false. True means your stack is empty and false means your stack contains some items. Then take down the meaning. Test or check, you can write anything, whether the stack is empty. The stack is empty. It needs no parameters, means the arguments are not necessarily to be passed. We don't use any parameters, and returns a Boolean value. So what is that Boolean value? That is true or false. So if stack is really empty, you will get true. If it is not empty, if it contains any element, then it will return you as a output false. Then the next one we have is size. The next function we have is size. So when you want to know how many elements or how many items are there in your stack, that time we use this size function. तुम्हाला स्टॅक मध्ये किती आयटम्स एंटर केलाय, किती आहे स्टॅक मध्ये एलिमेंट्स ते बघायचं असेल ना, तर आम्ही हे साइज फंक्शन यूज करतो. इथं पण आर्ग्युमेंट काही पास करत नाही, पण हे रिटर्न करते इंटीजर व्हॅल्यू, द नंबर ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स इट विल काउंट अँड दॅट काउंट इट विल गिव्ह यू. फॉर एक्झाम्पल दिस इज स्टॅक and the size of the stack is 4. Suppose I had entered 2 elements, so it will count in size and it will return you 2 as output. If 3 are there, it will return you 3 as output. If 4 are there, it will return you 4 as output. If nothing is there, then 0 will be entered. So it will return you an integer value after the count. Then so that point you have to remember. Then so take down returns the number of items, returns the number of items on the stack. It needs no parameters, means we are not taking any arguments, no parameters, and returns an integer. So as I told you that it will count how many elements are there in that stack, it will count it and will return that integer value, because the counting always takes place in an integer, not in float. The numbers are counted like 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't say that half, 1.5, 2.5 like that. The half element will not be there. Done. So it will give you the integer value. Done. So these are the operations we have relating to the stack. The first one is stack. It will help you to create a new empty stack. Push item will help you to add a new element from the top to your stack. It take one parameter, that is the argument. Next, pop will help you to remove, means to delete the top item from your stack. It no needs to take any parameter, but it returns the item. Which item it returns? Which it has been deleted. As it delete the element from the stack is modified. The next one we have is peek. So this peek function is used to return, means to display the top element, which is recently added element is there, no? Lastly, which element you had added, that element will be displayed, but it will not remove that. Understand the difference between pop and peek? Pop will help you to remove the element and it will display that element also, where peek only display the content but it will not delete that. Done? Here no need to take any argument and the stack is not modified. Next we have is empty. Here in is empty, it will help you to check whether your stack is empty or not. If it is empty, it will return true. If it is not empty, it will return false. Next, size will help you to count how many elements you had entered into your stack. That is the size. It will return always an integer value. Done? So these are all the operations which we can perform on your stack. Can be asked for 5 marks or can be asked for 3 marks. Done? So next point, we'll study the algorithm. That is algorithm on push operation. Push operations means we know that adding the element. Then take down the title. Algorithm for push operation. Algorithm for push operation. So separately the push operation algorithm, if it has been asked, it will be asked for 3 marks. The 5 marks, they will combine the question, means explain the algorithm of push and pop operation on your stack. 5 marks. 3 marks only separate. Push separately and your pop separately. Done? So what all you have to remember here in this, what all the elements you have to take for this algorithm, that I'll tell first, then we'll see the other part. Done? Here we are performing the push operation. So first thing we need to use is a stack. Then the top variable, because we should know where your cursor is. And next, the size of your stack. And as we are adding, push means inserting the elements. For that reason, the item which you want to add, that is necessary. So these all the main 4 arguments you have to remember and you have to use it. The stack is, you have to create an empty stack. That stack should be there. Top is a variable which will help you to point to your current element. The size will help you to know how many elements we can add into your stack, maximum size, and the item which element you want to add it. Done? So these points you have to remember. So if you want, you can just imagine like stack is the array. Here this stack will be act like your array, where we try to enter n elements, that the size you can take it, and here top will help you to act like a pointer to point to the top element of your array. Then it will act like a pointer which will point to the top element of your particular array. Done? Next, here the item is nothing but the element which we want to add it or which we want to insert it. Done? So the algorithm what we are writing now is to insert that item into the stack that we are writing. Done? So I'll write first the algorithm and then I'll explain you. So the first step 1, first we'll check if top is equals to n minus 1. First what we are checking, as we are adding the element into your stack, the first we have to check whether your stack is full or not. First you have to check whether your stack is full or not. And we know that if suppose your stack is full, then we are not allowed to add some more extra variable. Then for that reason, we have to always check what is the top position. If your top is equals to n minus 1, then you have to print one message. An error message you have to print, that is print stack is full. Print stack is full and you have to exit. Exit means you have to come out of the logic only. You have to come out of the logic only. Done? So that the end of if. End of if. Done? Next, step 2. If suppose your top is not equals to n minus 1, then what we have to do is, we have to increase the position of the top. We have to increase the position of the top, and in that position, step 3, the element means at the top stack of top position, there we have to add the item which we want to add. The element which we want to insert, that we have to add it and we have to return back. We have to return back. Done? So what we are doing here, in these steps, we are checking the overflow. Is your stack is full or not, that we are checking. So we are checking for overflow. Then after that, here we are incrementing the top. We are incrementing the top. So increment the top. Next, in this step, what we are doing, we are inserting the item. Insert the item. You can write there only continuously. I don't have space, so I have taken it down. Done. So like this, we write the algorithm to perform the push operation, that is to insert an element. Now how it works, that we'll do. We'll trace the algorithm. Done. So suppose this is your stack. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have 5 blocks, means the size is 5. Done. But how it will be stored? 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Done. So always it is like arrays 0 to n minus 1. Done. So it will check first if your top is equals to n minus 1. Now it is empty. So the top is here. The top is here. So it will check what is my n size. N is 5. Size of the stack is 5. So as the subscript starts like array 0 to 4 means n minus 1. It will check is your top value, is it equals to n minus 1. So what is top value is 0. 0 is equals to 4. N minus 1 means 5 minus 1. That is it 0 is equals to 4? No. So it will not come here. It will come here. So what it will do? Top will be null first time. I'm really sorry. The first time as it is empty, the top is null. So null it will come here. Is it equals to 4? It will ask you. No. So true it is. So it is false. So it will not come here. So the second step what we are saying, top we have to increase because it is null. Empty is always the null. Then so what we do is top is equals to top plus 1 we are saying. So top means null. Null plus 1 means it will come here to the 0th position. It will come. It will come to the 0th position. One step has been increased. Now top will come here. I'll take it shortcut as T. Then now stack of top position. Stack is an array name as we take no A of 0, A of 2 like that. Stack of top position. So what is the top position? 0. So stack of 0th position. What do you have to add? Which element you want to add? That you have to add. Suppose I want to add as a 5. So 5 is added here. 5 is added here. Now we'll come back. Return. If you want to add one more element, again it will check. Is your top value, that is your T value, I'll check here condition, is your T value is n minus 1. So what is T value now? It is 0. Is 0 is n minus 1 is always 4. Is 0 is equals to 4? No, it is false. So it will not come here, will come here. So again we'll increase the top value as T is equals to T plus 1. So what is T? 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So T comes here as a top. Done. Now which element you want to add? That will be stored in your stack of T position. So it is T position, stack of T means 1 position. So I want to add 15 now. So 15 is stored in the first subscript. Here it will be stored. So it will return, we come out of that part. Done. Again, if you want to add one more element, it will check again. Is your top t is equals to n minus 1. So what is t? T is 1. 1 is equals to 4? No. So will not come here. So we'll come here. What we do? We again increase the size of the t. So t is equals to now t plus 1. So t is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So here t will become. So what element you want to store, that will be stored in stack of t position. Stack of t means second position. In the second here, the element will be stored, that is 25 will be stored. Like that, few more elements if you want, you can add it. Now at this position, if you want to add one more element, done. At this position, if you want one more element, then we'll check here. Okay, is your top is equals to n minus 1. So what is t? T is 4. 4 is equals to 4. So it will not bring you here, it will print stack is full, and exit means you have to come out of this. These steps will not be executed. Clear to everyone? So how it is work? I did a small mistake, that is at the start I taken top is equals to 0. Actually when stack is empty, we have to denote it as null. And plus 1 means you are not allowed to take it directly to 1, you have to come here to the 0th position. Done? That point you have to remember. Clear to everyone? Write down the algorithm. Remember which all the variables we are using. Just compare it with your array element. Then easily you can do it. Fine. So try to trace the program algorithm first. Then you will get to know. The program will write at the end. Fine. So in the today's sessions we had seen the operations performed on stack and one algorithm, that is the push operation algorithm. The pop operation algorithm and the applications of the stack, that point left out in your stack, that I'll take in the next class. If you have any doubts, let me clarify your doubts, prepare your doubts. We'll see in the live class. Thank you.